Hey guys, what's up? It's Majesty95 for px1sports.com, and I'm bringing you a video today talking about speed and its effects in Madden 15. Now, specifically, we're talking about connected franchise, which most of you guys know. Once a player hits like 30, 31 in connected franchise, it drops their speed considerably in some cases, even as low as like 75 or something like that. So I started a thread on Operation Sports, and we were talking about it on there, and I was one of the guys that thought, that's way too far. Like, EA really overdid that. And some of the guys were like, well, it's not as big of an issue as you think. It's just a number, and you guys are kind of having your head wrapped around that. And, it's really not as big of an issue as you think it is. So decided to put together a video and test it out and see what actually happens when you lower a player into the 70s with their speed and acceleration. So we're going to do that with Antonio Brown, one of the best receivers in the league right now. Default, I think, is 95 or 96 speed. So we're going to put him down to 75 speed, 75 agility, and 75 acceleration and see how it affects him. Now, we're going to keep all of the other attributes the same. We're not going to touch any of those. We're just going to, keep it. We'll keep all those the same and just lower the speed, agility, and acceleration down to 75 and see what happens. So, I started out, doing this practice mode. I ran for about an hour, just running plays. I tried to run all kinds of different routes and, see what happened, see what kind of separation he would get. I, probably like a lot of guys, thought he was going to be like a slug running around out there. And, surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. As we see there, he was actually, on a fly route there, and had it been a better throw, he probably could have catch it. Even though it was kind of underthrown, he still had an opportunity to come down with that. But the DB, as we see there, actually got his hand in the way and knocked that pass down. Otherwise, he still would have came down with it for like a 25-yard gain or so. So, this is the first play that really kind of made me start to reevaluate how I was thinking about it, and like, okay, maybe this isn't as big of an issue as I thought it was. He's still able to complete the same routes across the middle. It didn't look like he was considerably slower running slants and drags and stuff like that. I think where the biggest difference is if the guy's in the open field, he's not going to run away from guys. But just running regular routes, all the guys seem to run the routes at about the same speed. As we see on this one, he got plenty of separation there running an out route, and that's against a cornerback. Now, most of that has to do with his release and his route running. He's able to get off there and get good separation, but his speed's not hindering him in any way there. So I thought that was interesting, as I was going around playing it, that he was able to get separation like anybody else would. The only difference being that you're not going to be able to throw, bombs to him. But, there's a lot of receivers that get older and you're not able to throw bombs to anymore. So, but they can still be effective receivers. Now, I'm not saying go out and sign a 32-year-old receiver who's got 75 speed. But what I am saying is that if you happen to have a receiver that drops into the 70s of speed, it's not the worst thing in the world. As we see here, he gets open deep for, a 30-yard touchdown pass. Now, the safety's to blame there. He kind of gives up on the route and lets him get behind him for a touchdown. But, he's, perfectly capable of getting open and making big plays, and occasionally, 30-yard plays, and stuff like that. So just thought it was interesting. Here he completes a drag and he still runs, after the catch. He's not as fast as he would have been, but still capable of getting yards after the catch, completing passes downfield. So I was definitely really surprised by what I found, and it made me reevaluate my thinking and how I thought about speed in the game and what was most important, and made me reevaluate what I thought of EA. I thought that they missed badly on the progression system, but really it's not that bad. I think, it's still a little bit overdone. I think they could have dropped into the, gradually dropped into the, mid 80s, but, that's not really the purpose of the video. The video is just to show you that if you happen to have a guy who drops into the 70s and he's already under contract, maybe he's got a cap penalty and you can't release him, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can still function with it. You can still go on and still compete. So that's really the biggest thing I wanted to throw or show, as we complete another pass, deep. And this was one of those examples of, it's bad coverage, but, even with the 75 speed, had this been at the 10-yard line on the other side of the field, that could have been a 90-yard touchdown, because I don't think that linebacker is catching him there. So now this is the one area that kind of made me where you can kind of see the speed. Watch him as he releases out here. It kind of like he slows down right as he gets past the cornerback here. He gets off of it like he's running, and then he's almost like he takes a step back, like he kind of slows down. I think that's the one area where the speed comes in that the game says, okay, he just beat this coverage, but he's only got 75 speed, so I can't have him blow by this guy. It's not ideal, and it's something that, is going to play a little bit of a role, but for the most part, if you have an older receiver like that, you shouldn't be throwing, deep routes like that anyway. So other than that, I think it was fine. I'm not scared if one of my guys turns 30 and drops into the, the mid to upper 70s in speed. I can still function with him, if he's under contract. So that's what I wanted to show you, show everybody, and kind of answer the question as to, how big of an effect it actually played. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that answers some questions, relieved some fears for you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. We will definitely answer them, and try to go over any concerns that you guys have, anything like that. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at px1sports.com. You can also follow me at realmajesty95. If you guys have any questions, we can definitely answer them there. We'll be doing more videos through the coming weeks and months, and you guys can stay up to date on that. So again, appreciate you guys stopping by and watching the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you guys next time.